Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Blizzard conditions with 10 inches or more of snow have already fallen so far in some parts of South Dakota. This is a live look at Aberdeen, which has received 5 inches, and the snow is continuing to fall in full force.
Here in the FM Metro, it's the calm before the storm right now. Tomorrow at this time, it's going to be looking very different.
Moderate to heavy snow is already falling south of us, reducing visibility, making travel tough. Let's check in with Hutch right away for the very latest. Hutch?
All right, here's the very latest on what we're seeing taking place right now. First and foremost, our forecast is showing storm is moving out of the Rocky Mountains into the Central Plains, and as it's doing so, it is strengthening. You can see where all the heavy rain and heavy snow is forecast to be tonight. As we set this into motion overnight, it lifts northward with those bands of heavy snow. Now, we'll have persistent snow along the South Dakota border, so if you are in those locations, you may wake up with some substantial snow on the ground, several inches already, but most of us will be seeing no snow as of first thing in the morning. Notice the red arrows. Those are winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. Now, by midday, I expect this system to be moving into the Southern Valley and Lakes country with moderate to very heavy snow and increasing winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. Your evening drive will absolutely be impacted. Fargo through Lakes Country and the I-94 corridor. As we continue through the evening, the heaviest of snow will fall, and by the time we get to Friday morning, it starts winding down. Snowfall potential with this system is significant. 6 to 12 seems highly likely, Fargo and points south. 12 to 18 in numerous spots possible in eastern South Dakota and central Minnesota, with a bullseye near the Sisseton Hills and Watertown areas of 18 to 30 additional inches of snow on top of what they already have. So we'll keep you updated. I'll go over hour by hour details focused on our area and what you can expect as the snow moves northward. But suffice it to say, wet, heavy snow heading our way tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
Residents in Huron, South Dakota are sick of the snow and they're ready for spring, but they won't be seeing relief anytime soon.
Roads there are slick. Travel is very difficult. Reporter Ricardo Lewis from our affiliate KSFY has the latest on conditions.
We're here in South Dakota where the snow continues to fall heavily. Now, we spoke with residents today and they're ready for spring and they're sick of the snow. Now, over 3 inches of snow have already fallen here out of the 20 that is predicted for this area. Now, the main roads have been cleared by the street crews, and today they're making their way to the residential streets when they can. The foreman tells me they're doing everything they can to stay ahead of this storm and will send more crews out if necessary. The wind gusts are mild right now, but the winds are still strong enough, blowing the snow around here. The storm started with rain and thunder and soon after turned to snow. Now, the Beetle County Sheriff tells me the storm is similar to the April blizzard that we saw just last year. Huron has dealt with flooding before this snow event, and the sheriff wants people to stay away from those areas.
And the bad thing about being out and about this time of year is a lot of the ditches are full of water. A lot of lakes are right up to the side of the road. The river's right up to the side of the road, so travel's not really safe at all.
Now, here in South Dakota, road conditions are expected to worsen overnight as snow continues to fall. We're live here in South Dakota. Ricardo Lewis.
All right. Thank you, Ricardo.
Meanwhile, the rush is on to deliver sandbags to areas of rural Cass County ahead of tomorrow's winter storm.
Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero traveled with North Dakota National Guard members who say they're scared the storm will make county roads nearly impossible to travel on.
Staff Sergeant Josh Trulson's mission is to deliver 6 pallets of sandbags to a home surrounded by water in Argusville. Trulson says the winter storm that's expected is forcing guardsmen to deliver as many sandbags as they can before the conditions go bad.
Safety for the soldiers and safety for the public and protection of property is our highest priority at all times.
Soldiers have already delivered 10,000 sandbags since Governor Burgum activated the National Guard to assist with the flood fight on Saturday.
There were a few times when we were driving to this location where there were roads that were washed out that made it nearly impossible to drive.
A highway trooper is escorting the soldiers and says the roads will get more dangerous.
When the roads are slick like that, you're going to have a much higher risk of losing control and ending up in the ditch and then as a consequence in the water.
For Cass County residents trying to save their homes and the soldiers trying to help them, this winter storm couldn't have arrived at a worse time.
There are some folks that are boating into their homes or having to drive through some water or maybe wading through water. Tomorrow through Friday during this blizzard, we really advise them not to be out moving through the water.
Jason Benson says rural residents should be prepared for water breaching levees due to the high winds that are expected. In Argusville, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
The National Guard says their rush to deliver sandbags has to do with temperatures. They don't want the sandbags to freeze, which would make them useless in protecting property.
Clay County authorities say they're frustrated after a search and dive team came up empty-handed in Hitterdal, Minnesota this afternoon. We were the only news outlet on scene today as the Valley Water Rescue Team conducted a 3-hour search for evidence relating to the murder of Troy Yarborough. He was found dead on a Hitterdal farmstead last May after being hit over the head with a cinder block multiple times and then later burned and buried in a grove of trees on the property. The pond search is about 2 miles down the road from where Yarborough was killed. Officials did not tell Valley News Live what prompted them to search the pond today or what they were looking for.
A Grand Forks woman has been charged with child neglect for failing to get her injured child care. Documents state late last October, 25-year-old Terica Reen took the 1-year-old to a hospital with multiple rib fractures, bruising, and a large burn on his clavicle. The child was described as appearing exhausted and almost lifeless. Examinations revealed that the child had previous injuries. A laceration to the child's spleen was also found. Authorities say Reen's fiancé, Taureen Miller, admitted the child was taken to the hospital the day before. Miller said while washing the child, the 1-year-old slipped out of his hands, and when he tried to catch him, heard cracking. A warrant is out for Reen's arrest.
The Fargo restaurant at a popular South Fargo golf course is reopening. The former Seasons at Rose Creek is becoming a sports bar and event center.
The facelift is coming from a local bar owner and the Fargo Parks District. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer has the details tonight about where the future stands for this establishment.
A new bar rail.
All the walls are being removed.
Some fresh paint and new floors.
It's hard to see because this is a 1992 building with decorations from 92.
Those are just some of the renovations Kelly Visto is feverishly trying to get done.
And it'll be wide open.
He's the owner of Big Irv's Bar in Horace. But now he's expanding and bringing a piece of his business to the Rose Creek Golf Course in Fargo.
I think it'll be a great venue for people to come have dinner.
The space is being transformed into a restaurant, bar, and event center.
Big Irv's at Rose Creek will operate the upstairs bar restaurant, and downstairs we will be opening Reflections at Rose Creek, which is the banquets, weddings, business meetings, anything like that.
The idea behind the renovation has been a collaborative effort between Visto and the Fargo Parks District.
We looked through a number of offers, finally found what we feel was the best fit for us, and Big Irv's has a great reputation in Horace, where they're currently at.
A view you can see out east and west from.
While it may not look like much now, Visto tells us they plan on opening their doors by mid-May. And after sitting vacant for nearly 3 years, both Vettel and Visto are teeing up the new adventure, getting in the swing of things.
We're going to have about 20 TVs in here.
Just in time for the 2019 golf and wedding seasons. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
Visto tells us we can expect a full-service menu with everything from burgers to sit-down dinners along with a full bar.